Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, how are you doing? So today I'm going to be putting on the makeup that I hauled in my last video. If you haven't seen it, I will try to remember to link it down below in case you're interested. And I think I'm going to include some of my Boxy Luxe makeup just because I didn't get a chance to do that video, so I figured I'd just toss it into this video. And yeah, let's just jump right into the video. So I just did my eyebrows off camera to save a little bit of time, and anything I use on and off camera I will have in the description box down below in case you're curious. So I think I'm going to start with my base, and I'm going to start with this Tidal Brightening Enzyme Water Cream by Sunday Riley. It's just one of those like little samples. Hopefully you can see it. Just one of those little samples that you get at Sephora, which we did get a full size of it in Boxy Luxe, but figured we just use this one. Doesn't really smell like anything, so that's nice. And I do have dry skin, so I like to moisturize as much as I can. Actually, when I'm blending it out, it has like a cucumbery type scent to it. It's not very strong, but it does feel pretty nice on the skin. So I do like that. That is pretty nice. Doesn't feel like overly hydrating, but it feels good. And then next up, I'm going to use this Smashbox primerizer. Again, it's just one of those like mini travel sample size things that I got at Sephora. Oh, so it's like really liquidy. Okay. Definitely doesn't feel like as thick as the Sunday Riley. Smells like it might have some kind of light like scent, but nothing crazy. That does feel really nice. Sorry if I'm like looking around. I don't have a I don't have a mirror in front of me, so I'm kind of just don't know what to do. But it does feel really nice. That's nice. Has a little bit of a tack to it, so that's good. You know, hopefully make the foundation have a little bit of longevity to it. But yeah, so far so good. Alright, so I have 3 different foundations. I have the NYX Born to Glow, and then the It Cosmetics Confidence in a Compact, and then just a little sample that I got of the Stay Naked by Urban Decay. I think I'm going to try this one out just because I want to do a comparison video if anyone's interested in this to the NARS Creamy, like Radiant. I want to do a comparison with the NARS Radiant. I want to keep saying concealer, but it's a foundation. That's like one of my Holy Grail foundations, so I'm curious to see if this compares. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I think I'll probably film that. So I think I'm going to hold off for that video. And I've been hearing a lot of like good things about this Urban Decay foundation, so I think we're going to try that just to kind of give it a go and see. So I got this in 20NN, so hopefully it somewhat matches me. I'm just going to take this on my finger and dot it on my face. I feel like this should be pretty good. Shade match. I am having like a breakout right down here and a little bit right here, so I'll be interested to see how well that covers. I'm just going to use this Real Techniques. I think it's a Real Techniques sponge. It's not my favorite, but all my other ones are dirty, so I'm just going to use this to blend it out. Okay, I don't know if that sponge just absorbed it all, but it like doesn't even look like I have any foundation. Okay, I think I'm going to switch to this Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush and see if that helps with the coverage. Okay, definitely is not full coverage. I don't even know if I would consider it a medium coverage. Yeah, like I feel like I didn't cover anything. Like it doesn't even feel like I'm. It doesn't even really look like I'm wearing foundation. Because you can definitely still see everything. Like even my freckles. Let's apply some more. I don't know if this claims to be full coverage or if it's more like a medium to buildable. I'm not quite sure. So I'm just gonna wipe it on my face. Let's see if I can build it up. I don't necessarily love full coverage foundations, but I do like a good medium. So I don't think this is going to be something I'm never going to like use, but in case you're someone who likes full coverage, I don't know if this is what I would consider full. Alright, so I say this is probably like a high low to low medium coverage because I can still see a lot of like freckles and like this breakout coming through, but I actually don't mind the coverage. I think it looks really nice. And it doesn't look really heavy. I will say it's already like settling into lines, which I'm used to that, but not right away. So I don't know how well it will be for like mature skin. I feel like it's picking up on a little bit of dry patch, but it could be because of the brush. So I think I'm going to apply one more layer, but this time I'm going to blend it out with my beauty sponge just to see if maybe that helps like press it into the skin. So I like applying it initially with a brush and then going over it with a sponge. It's still clinging to a little bit of dry patches. I feel like it's not like really sitting on top of the skin nicely. Like I can definitely tell I'm wearing makeup, but it's not horrible. Like I would go out wearing this and feel fine, but is it like a holy grail? No, definitely not. I probably wouldn't purchase the full size, but it's not bad. Alright, so next up I want to use this Age Rewind in the brightener shade. I want to use this under the eyes before I apply concealer, just because I want to see if it really does like give that brighten effect. And I've never used the Age Rewind before, so if I can get the lid off there. Alright, so we got some product showing. I'm just going to pat it underneath. And I'm just going to use that sponge. Definitely looks like it has brightened up my under eyes. Like I definitely feel more like awake than I did before. So I really like that. Alright, so I applied my concealer and powder off camera. So far, I mean, my base doesn't look awful, but I'm not like totally in love with how the foundation like looks. I feel like after I like use some spray, like the powder or like the clinginess has kind of gone down, but I don't know, I just don't really like the way it's like sitting, like especially like in this region here it looks kind of heavy. So yeah, I don't know, I'm not really, I don't know, I just not not really a big fan of how this is looking. So this is close up. So obviously you can still see that this is peeking through, and just like in this area right here, it just looks kind of heavy. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, or if my camera or like the lights is going to wash it out. But I don't know, just not a huge fan of just the way it looks. Alright, so next up I'm going to use the Tarte Princess, or Park Avenue Princess. Was it like a contour and like bronzer palette that came in this Matchboxy Luxe. I will say, like, the outer packaging is just like 10 out of 10. Gorgeous. And it smells really good. Like, I can smell it when I open the box up, but yeah, it smells really good. And this is what, try not to blind you guys with the mirror, but this is what it looks like on the inside. So I wanted to use this to contour because there is a bronzer in this Becca like face palette that I got from, I think it was TJ Maxx, and I think it's this one. Yeah. So the top one is a blush, but the bottom one is the bronzer. What shade was this in? Bronzed Bondi. So it definitely has like a hint of shimmer to it, like it's not a matte. So I think I'll use maybe Angle out of the Park Avenue Princess, and then go in with the one from the Becca on top. Alright, so I'm going to take this Flower Beauty brush and dip into the Tarte one. There is a little bit of kick up. Oh boy. Very, very pigmented. Holy crap. What did I do? Okay, this might be a little too dark and very pigmented. So I applied way too much. I'm gonna like really tap it off. So I'm gonna fix that side here in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and apply the bronzer out of this Becca one, and then I'll clean that up because, ooh, looking like a hot mess. So I'm just gonna use this Wet n Wild. I think it was from their Pac-Man collection. Just gonna dip in there, get off the excess just in case. I think this would be a nice like topper to someone who doesn't want like a super shiny, or not like shiny, but satiny type look. So I'm going to use one of the blushes out of this palette. I think there's only one. Oh. Okay. There's two. So this one, I don't know if you can see it. So this one and the one under it. So this one and this one. I think I'm going to definitely go more for this one down here, which I believe is called Winterberry. And I'm just going to use this Sephora diffuser brush and dip in there, tap off the excess. And it definitely has it looks like a little bit of glitter in it, but once you like blend it out, it looks like the glitter kind of just goes away and leaves like a nice, sheen to the face, which I do like that in blush. Okay, so I applied a little bit too much blush, but it's okay. We'll make it work. And I almost forgot, I have the cookie highlighter from Benefit that everybody has been raving about. So let's give that a go and see what all the fuss is about. I'm just going to take this Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush tap off. Ooh, that is really pretty. It's almost got more of like a pinky hint to it, but not in like a in your like face kind of way, just more of like a subtle pink. It's really pretty. Oh yeah, I can see why people really rave about this. Ooh, so pretty. Well worth the $30. Hairs are flying everywhere. It does emphasize some texture, but I find most highlighters do anyways. But it's nothing really that noticeable. Ooh. I really do like that. That's really nice and like in your face. Okay, so now I'm going to try this Laura Mercier, the glow powder, the translucent glow powder. Satisfying. I'm just going to tap a little bit into the lid. I'm kind of nervous about this. And I think I'm just going to take this brush and get a little bit. I probably should have done this before I did highlighter, but it's okay. Oh yeah, so you can definitely see here where I didn't put any highlighter. You can definitely tell the sheen that it gives. Okay, should have definitely put that on before I did highlighter, but that is my bad. But it definitely does what it says it's gonna do. I don't mind it. I do like having a nice glowy base, so I'll try it again on my own time and put it on before I put highlight on and see. But I feel like it really did kind of amp up the highlighter there, but not in like a very like noticeable bad way. I feel like my under eyes feel like they look a little dry, like drier than they usually are. And I don't know if it has to do with like layering that brightener underneath my concealer, or if it's like the foundation underneath. I just feel like they look a little bit more drier than they usually do. So I don't know, I'll have to try that Maybelline Rewind maybe under foundation and with a different foundation. Something I know that I like better than this foundation. But other than that, I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, I'd probably still go out with this base, but I'm not like 100% in love with certain areas of my face, if that makes sense. Okay, I went ahead and swatched some of the shimmers in the palette, and then, oh my gosh, like the worst swatch ever. And then went ahead and swatched some of the mattes in the palette. I will say the mattes, aside from Nimble right here, felt like really nice and smooth, and then the same about the shimmers. They felt really nice and creamy. I will say that Royalty and Lagoon and Jealous, so these two, hopefully you can see, like, I'm trying not to blind you guys with my ring light, but these two blue shades and then this green one right here, they definitely didn't swatch the best. Like the blue, like that royal blue doesn't really show up, and then that light green, the jealousy color, like barely showed up at all. So they might be something you have to build up or use with like a wet base or like wet in your brush. But other than that, like the rest of them swatched really nicely. So I think I'm going to use the mattes out of here and then go in with the Essence single shadow, just because that one was like really speaking to me. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it pretty simple and short and sweet and to the point. So I'm going to start by using the brush that comes with the palette, and I think I'm just going to go in with Adventurous, which is the like light brown color in here. Hopefully you can see that, I'm not quite sure. And I'm going to use that to transition the rest of the colors in my crease. I don't like to set my primer necessarily, and so I'm just going to tap where I want to place that, then pick up a little bit more and blend out the edges. I guess I could probably zoom you in a little bit more, but I'm just going to kind of build this up in my crease, and then I'm just going to use that same brush. I'm going to mix Wonder and Zing. It's the two darker browns next to Adventurous. And I'm just going to pat that on the outer corner of my eye just to kind of give me some depth. I'm going to build it up. I will say there is some pretty decent amount of kickback in the pan, but as I'm blending it out, they're not blending away or going patchy or anything. And so far there's not any fallout. I'm just going to dip back into that first shade, Adventurous, and blend out that other shade. I will say I wish there was one a little bit darker. I'm just going to go in with just Wonder and see if maybe I can deepen it up just a little bit. Then I'm just going to take the Ironic shade of the Melted Chrome eyeshadow by Essence, and I don't know, I think I want to use my finger just to see how it applies. So I'm just going to take my middle finger. I'm going to really like press, not swipe, but press it on there. Oh, that's really pretty. I feel like this shadow doesn't really have like a base color to it. So I feel like if I would have cut my crease, it wouldn't have really done much, because there wouldn't have been anything to have a base to the shadow. So by having the browns that we put on the lid act as like the base color, I feel like it really helps like make the shadow like shine. If that makes any sense. And while we're here, I'm just going to take this Essence little brush and take those two deepening colors that we used and go ahead and run it under the lower lash line. I'm going to stop about right here. I don't want to take it all the way in. And I'm going to connect it up to the top part of the shadow. And then whatever's left on my brush, I'm going to take and blend into the front part of my eye. Just like that. And I'm just going to use the same brush and dip into Adventurous and go right underneath and just blend that out. Alright, so here is the finished look. I went ahead and just did my lashes, liner, and lipstick off camera. Again, I'll have everything linked down below. I did pick up these Lily lashes in Miami in my haul that I did, but I don't know, I just felt like I really liked the way my eyeshadow turned out, so I kind of wanted it to be like the focal point, and so I just decided to skip out on those. But yeah, hopefully it looks okay on camera because I can't really like tell, but I really like the way it turned out. Other than that foundation, I just don't really care much for it. Hopefully I can wear it long enough to like let you know down in the description how it wore. Maybe it might like warm up to like my skin or like the oils in my skin and stuff. But as of right now, I don't really like it. Like other people here on YouTube have, but that's just usually how it goes. Some people can like makeup that others don't, and that's just, you know, how it works. And there's nothing wrong with that, but yeah. Oh, and I just ended up adding that Stila Duo Shadow in my inner corner and on my brow bone. But yeah, this is the finished look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.